I'm Lauren Kelly.
And I'm Chelsea Beers, and you are listening to...
It's ApPARENT. Because for some people, it's just not obvious.
A weekly podcast where we discuss and laugh about parenting, all the joys and sorrows, and all the special parts of us that died as individuals while drinking booze.
Cheers! Hello, world.
Hello, here we are. Hi.
This is, I think, the first episode that I was just about to say that you're not eating anything, but then you just take a little piece of lime from your cocktail.
Yeah. I find ways to eat throughout the day. Start to finish, front to back, in and out. In and out.
Do you notice how, since you and I have become friends, we have certain things that we do the same?
No. Yes.
I love that.
Yeah, we totally do. Yeah. We pick up on each other's idiosyncrasies, I think,
It's adorable.
Yeah, it's so fresh. Yeah. I think our periods are also clicking up. You know what I mean?
I haven't had a period in a very long time, but I do get angry around the same time you do.
Never mind. So that's a lie. Then, yes. Maybe we PMS at the same time.
Well, there was things when we first met, when I took you on our little date, our fun date.
That's how it all started. Lauren asked me out via Facebook Messenger.
It wasn't creepy at all.
It was. Go ahead.
Your response, even though you were on semi-vacation and working hard, and it came right after I sent you the message.
Oh yeah, it was seconds. I was thank God she asked me out. Woo!
Yes, absolutely.
Totally.
We'll be back on Friday. Let's get together.
Exclamation mark.
But we were having a conversation, and I was telling you something, and you did something that I always do. You're like, right? Right? You notice that? And I text that too when I'm having a conversation. If someone says, right is like a confirmation that I agree with you. You're on point, whatever.
But I have to, when I text right like that, right? There's multiple I's, and it has to be an exclamation mark and a question mark.
I do exclamation and
question mark,
but I don't do the I's.
Yeah. I like multiple letters
Emojis?
in a row. No.
Oh, I get it. Eyes.
I, yeah. RIIIIIGHT. Right?
Like what?
Right,
yeah, with A's. Yeah, okay.
So we do. We have a lot of similar idiosyncrasies that we do.
Yeah,
together.
I love that.
Yeah, it's fun.
Also, am I getting good at making Moscow meals or what?
Yeah, this is off the hook today.
I seriously
it's really
love
delicious.
Love my bartending skills.
Yeah.
I wish I wasn't so lazy. I would make cocktails all the time.
I mean, it's 2 liquids and a squeeze of lime, but I mean, you do it really, really well.
Okay, fine. Next time you can do it then.
I never said it was bad, so you should continue to do it.
Whatever.
Okay. So I just got back from LA. I did a little LA weekend trip.
Yeah.
Right? And I have to be completely honest with you. Since I've been a mom, which is we're a year and a half in. Mm-hmm. Since I've been a mom, I have never had a weekend where I was both mom-free, kid-free, and work-free. Ever. So
what did you do with yourself?
So this was a big deal, was for me to go to LA, visit a ton of my friends.
Yeah.
That I haven't seen. I watched a friend perform at the Comedy Store. I went to a birthday party. I went and sang karaoke. I visited a friend that lives in LA that moved from New York, and we were friends in New York. And so it's I did a lot of stuff while I was down there in the 42 hours that I was down there.
Full.
I mean, it was all jam-packed in a day and a half. And it was incredible to just kind of almost be responsibility free. You know what I mean?
Right.
No work, no kid. I was just able to just be myself and bounce around to friends. But I did miss Chance so much.
I bet.
And that's a fine line to walk, is, needing to understand and respond to the fact that you need your own personal time. Mm-hmm. But also, without, you still miss your kid and you want to be back and be with your kid. So that was an interesting lesson that I learned, balancing me time and our time.
You should always make it a point to do that. I'm a firm believer. Like, Danelle and I have not been kid-free and responsibility-free since our honeymoon. We're going on almost 3 years ago now.
Okay.
And, but it was the same thing. While we were gone, every day.
Right.
We missed the kids. We called or we,
right.
took pictures. Oh, man, they would have loved this.
Right.
Oh, man, you know. And that's good, too. Just like it is with a relationship. Like, to miss each other is good.
Yeah.
And
it's not like, I didn't, miss Chance or I didn't talk to Chance or I didn't call and check on him or anything like that. I totally did that. But it was still, like, I checked in and then it was like, okay, I know he's safe. He's over here and I'm going to be here doing my thing. And it really felt good to kind of put myself I'm starting to do that now. Like, put myself first. And just make that balance, okay, we did a year and a half. Okay. He's sufficient. Now we know he can be with a babysitter and
right.
he can, grandparents can watch him overnight now. Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm going to take care of myself.
Right.
I'm going to make myself feel better.
Go,
you know
girl.
what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So yeah, I'm just starting to feel, I'm getting myself back.
Right.
Yeah, right?
With multiple eyes.
So it just feels kind of good to just like get that mojo back. And it's like, oh, okay, wait, I'm going to lose some weight. I'm going to go visit my friends. I'm going to feel sexy again. I'm going to drink this Moscow Mule like it's the last thing I'm going to do. Boom.
Boom.
Boom. It feels good.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for you.
Hey, thanks. This is like a new chapter. No, fuck it. It's a new book.
Oh, holla back. Is it an ebook or like an actual printed book?
No, I think it's printed. Hardback.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's legit. That's
all right. That's substantial,
if you're going to do a book, that's the book to do.
Hardback. Yeah, I want it hard.
That's what she said. Listen, I got to share this with you.
Yeah.
So, a good friend of mine, and I did ask if I could talk about this on the show.
Mm-hmm.
Her name's Colette, amazing woman. Met her at my previous side hustle. Amazing athlete and just in general. Boy mom as well.
Yeah.
Her kids are older. And one of them just went away to college.
Mm-hmm.
And she posts the other day, I will read this. It says, just got notification that my son created a GoFundMe page to raise money to increase his caloric intake at school. Apparently, the largest meal plan that I pay for is not enough. What? With multiple A's. Not sure if I'm mortified or impressed by his entrepreneurial spirit. Either way, he's in trouble. So I read this, and the first thing I think is, no shit. The GoFundMe thing is... people use that for anything.
Are you kidding me? Do you know there was, I don't know if it was a GoFundMe or what's the other one? Kickstarter? I don't know if it was a GoFundMe or Kickstarter. Someone started one to keep Betty White alive.
Oh,
Do you know
I feel
that?
like I heard that.
Like that's a thing.
Yeah.
Like you can start a GoFundMe for literally anything. It's crazy.
I think that I can understand when people do it for health reasons or things like that, especially with the way Americans' healthcare is and things like that. I get.
Right.
But I'll tell you what, I'm with Colette on this one. I would be mortified. But I'm also, I automatically thought about it. The boy's mom, just an interesting factoid, created a few GoFundMe accounts for herself. Oh. And one of which was needing to raise money because her ex-husband and his new girlfriend took the kids away, and so she needed to go to school, and she wanted to be a flight medic angel is what she called herself. She wanted to be, so she needed to pay for school to go become a flight medic, I guess. And then she changed it to, I don't remember what the second one was, but the most recent one was to get hand controls for her car because she was paralyzed for a quick minute last year.
Right.
From the waist down, never to walk again for, really brief stint.
Yeah.
And,
well, paralyzing, that goes away.
Yeah.
You can work yourself
medical
out of
miracle.
that.
But she changed her flight medic angel one to a needing hand controls for her car.
Right.
So... anyway, either way, I don't know if people get donations or whatever, but it was funny to hear people's response to this. So some of her friends were messaging and saying, well, I'm not donating to his meal plan, but I'll pay for a haircut because he's, kids nowadays, they've got kind of longer hair.
Yeah.
And his thing that he put on his GoFundMe, it's really, really cute. Here, why don't you read this one, Chelsea?
Oh, okay. So this is his GoFundMe page?
Yeah, so
okay.
this is, if you were a person looking at that, you would click and go on
the GoFundMe page, and it would say, as a first-year student at Texas A&M University, I was very excited to start off my collegiate career. My school has a dining program where every student is allocated a certain amount of money on their account, and they can use that for on-campus stores and restaurants. For my first 5 weeks of studying and getting used to the college life, I had used all the money in my account. The funds raised will directly benefit me and my caloric intake. This means a lot to me because this is my main source of food, and as a college student, I'm trying to use my money wisely. Thanks, and gig 'em.
Isn't that cute?
I mean, okay, so my take on this, it's cute. I don't know this story at all. I don't know this person. I don't know this guy, whatever. But I have to say, look at how much your boys eat.
No kidding.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, and they're skinny and tall and like all this stuff. They're not overweight kids, but teenage boys are going to eat a shit ton of food. Okay. So I don't doubt the fact that he totally ran out and used all of his money in the first 5 weeks. And it's probably a monthly thing, or
I would think so. I'm not 100%
it sounds,
sure.
Yeah. That would make sense, because if they're giving it to you like once every 6 months,
right.
They're going to jam out of that, in no time flat.
Right.
So I feel like it should be a more frequent with less money on it, blah, blah, blah. But being, new college, so he's kind of still high schoolish, kid.
Kind of still high schoolish,
teenage boy, they're going to eat a lot. So I'm not mad at him creating this GoFundMe account. I think it's actually brilliant. You know what I mean? I don't see the problem in it. I think go get him. That's awesome. At least he's not asking his parents. I think it's great.
I feel like I would be upset because I would want my kids to ask me for something like that. That makes it seem like he's just not being fed. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
And
now, if he put something in his little intro, hi, help me, hi, here I am. If he put something in there
and
saying,
said like my mom doesn't take care of me or my dad doesn't feed me,
not
that's a different
even
story.
not even that. The other way around. If he put in there, look, I'm doing this of my own volition. I didn't want to go to my parents. I'm doing this to just do it on my own and see how much money I can come up with, because I don't want to be the kid that is like, hey mom, hey dad, can I have some more money? Hey mom, hey dad. Then. Would you feel okay about him doing it then? Because then he's telling you that he's not going to his parents asking for money, which is what every kid's gonna do, you know. And it's like, and he's not calling out his parents saying, they didn't give me enough money. It's my parents' fault, so I have to do this.
No, you're right.
I don't think that it's a bad thing.
I would be more mad at him if he did say something like that. If he threw us under the bus or whatever, that would make me more angry for sure. But I just feel like things like that, and maybe because I've been working since I was so young, like get a little job. Get a part-time job. Don't ask.
Especially ones on campus, because the jobs on campus are designed for the students.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So you can get a part-time job. I've been working since I was 15, so I totally get it. And I also have the hustler's mentality. So it's like, oh, wait, I need more money? Let me create a job. And so, anyway, I just think, this is kind of his way of doing, I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. He should probably get a part-time job so that at least the money's legit. You know what I mean?
I don't think I like people asking for handouts. Like I said, GoFundMe, I think when it's used for medical expenses or things like that, or, someone passes away and they left their whole family or their kids or, things like that, I feel that makes sense.
Right.
When someone starts it on behalf of someone else even, maybe, to help with stuff, because listen, at some point we all kind of need a little help, and I'm one of those people that never asks for it. So I get that. But I think I would be mad at my kids. I think I'd be like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Especially after the possibility of them seeing what their mom has posted. I would feel like that's an easy way out.
Right.
But
it's kind of like the new digital millennial version of like sitting on the side of the road with like a cardboard sign. You know what I mean? Right. It's almost kind of like the new version of that. You know what I mean?
That's exactly what I feel like.
I feel like but in the same sense, people sitting on the side of the road with a cardboard sign, some of them don't need to do that. Some of them have apartments.
I know.
You know what I mean? So it's like
that's infuriating.
And telling who does and who doesn't need help. Same with GoFundMe. You know what I mean? Like there was a GoFundMe or a Kickstarter or something where someone just wanted to make sandwiches and like send out sandwiches, and they're like, and they got thousands of dollars. I couldn't believe it. So it's almost like people will give to GoFundMe if it's like a charitable cause, like a worthy cause. But some of them will give to GoFundMe if it makes them laugh. And it's like, oh, this is hilarious. They actually took the time to do this. Sure, I'll give you $10.
Right.
And they'll make thousands. And
have you ever thought about that, though? I know I did when I was in New York because I was trying to get back to California. And I looked at my friend list on Facebook. And I was like, listen, if everybody just hands me $10.
Right.
I could come now. You know what I mean? Right. Like, everybody just give me $10.
Right.
I'll give myself $10 and I'll go.
I had a friend actually start one of these crowdfunding campaigns for. She was up for her SAG card or like up for some sort of.
Those are expensive.
Right, and she couldn't. And she was like like she could get it, but she had to pay the money to like jump that line. And she couldn't, so she started a GoFundMe, and now she got it.
See, but I think like things like that. I mean, fine, but I don't. It's one thing too to do it. I feel as an adult, like you're making a conscious choice. When I saw what the boys' moms did, and I said, okay, she's a grown woman. She should not be doing that.
Right.
Especially when she's got 28 days a month to work because the boys live here. But whatever.
Right.
Even still, a kid doing it. Yeah, at some point, you got to step in and say, come on, like, that's not the best way to do it.
Right.
An extra $500 a month, that's not that much.
I also feel like college students, like, that's what college is for. Like,
well, why doesn't he work at one of the restaurants on campus?
No, that's what I'm saying.
Then he could get free food, too.
I feel like college is made for, like, to teach you kind of how the world works. Like, juggling school, juggling a job, juggling life, juggling money. Like, that's when you kind of figure shit out.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so to do this, it does feel kind of cop-out-ish, but
But isn't that like kind of a millennial thing just in general?
Kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm not mad, because I feel like it's kind of, it's cheeky and fun, and it's like, whatever.
Would you be?
But it's not my son.
But if it was, do you feel like you'd be a little bit more? Well, it'll be interesting because I don't know where technology and where all this other stuff will go when Chance is growing up.
And it terrifies
like I was saying the other day, Chance just goes up to a remote control and talks into it. That's how he, in his mind, that's how a remote is used. Now think about these other people who have never seen an old car before. So they automatically think how you roll down a window is by pushing a button.
Or a cassette tape. Or
right.
I mean, it's like they've never, or kids nowadays aren't going to grow up with like manual cars.
Right.
So like a stick shift like blows their mind. A cassette tape blows their mind. Like anything like this.
Right.
A record player, are you kidding me? It's like stuff like this they're not going to grow up with. Yeah, Chance thinks that you talk into every remote now. Right. Because Xfinity ruined his mind. And so
but who knows where it'll go from there?
That's what I mean.
Right?
Yeah, it's going to go like places that I never would have thought you could be able to talk to the remote and be like, Merry Christmas, you filthy animal, and Home Alone would pop up.
I know.
I never thought that would be a thing.
You know what's really weird, though? Why is there still damn buttons on it, then? If you can talk to your TV, why do you have buttons on? You know what else is scary?
What?
If you can talk to your TV is listening to you.
Okay, well, now we're getting into 1984 Big Brother shit.
Hey, dude.
I mean,
just watch what you say is all I'm saying.
We're in the Big Brother times, I guess, now.
Hey, I tell you what, they're going to figure out some stuff about some people.
Nanny cams and
no
TVs
kidding.
Listening to you. And
no kidding.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Can I ask you one more thing?
Of course you can.
Sorry that I'm bringing up like all these topics today, but
I had one thing to say. Now I'm just drinking.
Yeah, but that's me on a regular day. So if I can't take a half hour off and like not do that.
Go.
How do you feel about passwords on phones for kids? Or passwords on anything?
Okay, so I feel like this is a multi-level question. Because, like, I'm single. You know what I mean? I am, so I have passwords on my phone You know what I mean? I have nothing to hide on my phone. I will scroll through all my pictures with anybody. I have nothing to hide. I have no dick pics or naked pictures or anything like that. But I have a password because Chance picks up my phone every now and then.
And randomly calls the police or whatever.
Right,
yeah, right.
And so my password on my phone is there to kind of protect my phone, you know, and my friends so that they don't get infiltrated with like just bullshit texts that mean nothing. So I do have a password on my phone. Now, when I'm in a relationship, I feel like phones, you know, should just kind of be out. Because if you're not worried about anyone seeing anything, then what is it that you're hiding type of thing? So that's how I feel about spouses or partners or relationships. You know, you should be able to look through their thing and be like, you know, oh, okay, they're totally legit. Because if you're not trying to hide anything, then don't hide anything.
That's,
you know what I mean?
That's a phrase that Dr. Phil says it all the time.
What is it?
People who have nothing to hide nothing.
Right.
And now, I've never had a password on my phone. There is one on my computer because Apple just kind of sets up that way. But I would have a password in a circumstance like yours because, yeah, you're right. He's picking up your phone constantly.
Right. He likes that. but in your situation,
yeah, like I don't. Well, Danella's always had a password on his phone, and he has had passwords on his computer. And for me, like, that doesn't bother me much. You know, it's him. He's a grown up, and you know, I trust him.
But let me interject here and say that I've never been the type of person to go through a person's phone. I won't do that.
Well, yeah, if you're at a point in your relationship, or you're at a point in any relationship where you feel you have to do that, then it's probably not a relationship.
Then there's something wrong with the relationship. It's not the fact that you're going through the phone is wrong. Well, it's kind of wrong. But I've never been that kind of person who's like, ooh, let me go through his phone, because it's like if you're gonna go through something and find something. I mean, if you're not looking for anything, you know what I mean? Like,
if you're looking or you're worried about something and you're not able to talk with them about it, then you shouldn't be in that relationship. But I guess
there's something
for me, the reason I'm bringing it up isn't necessarily for a spouse or like a significant other or a relationship. I'm bringing it up for kids because like both my kids have phones and they have passwords on their computers and their phones. And of course, I've been very vocal about this, that my kids have anything that they're doing online, it's going to randomly be checked.
And I feel like as the person that's paying for these devices, the service that these devices need to operate, I feel like you and the person that's providing them with a home to live in and food to eat, you have complete, and we've talked about this multiple times, you have complete and utter clearance to check whenever you want, wherever you want, at whatever time you want, for as many, the duration that you want. So the password, if it does get changed, you need to know about it, without a doubt. That's how I feel.
And that's what we talked about when we first invited them to have these devices, was you've got two options to lose it. You're either going to lose it because your grades are plummeting and you're not able to focus on priorities. Or you're losing it if you misuse it.
Okay.
So both of my boys have changed their passwords.
And have given you the passwords?
No.
No. Delete, absolutely not. Not okay. No.
So I get upset about it. And my first guttural instinct is, okay, now they're hiding something. Because why would you do that if you're not? So we have a talk with both of them again about, you know, you don't misuse the phone, you're going to lose it. And we got a 2 strikes, you're out this year. Both boys have already lost their phone.
So that's 1 strike?
1 strike is gone.
Okay.
So Derek just got his back.
Does this end at the end of the year? Is that what the deal is?
No, it
ends at the school year?
It ends at the second strike. Like, at this point, they have an option to keep their phones as long as they keep their grades up. And we don't ask for A's, you know, even though Derek is doing incredibly well with all A's and 1 B.
Wow.
Yeah. And Cameron's got all B's and 1 C.
Hello.
Yeah, they're doing killer this year. So that leads me to tell you why they lost their phones, because they were looking at very inappropriate things. Yes. Okay, fine. They're teenagers. They're boys. I get it. But listen, again.
Yeah.
This is something that could get you in trouble. You need to be aware of what you're doing. And you lost it. Because if you're not mature enough to use it the way that we demand you use it. Or require you to use it, then you're not mature enough to have it. So they both lost it. So Derek got his phone back. He is now officially on his second, opportunity. If he loses it because of his grades or misuse, then it's gone. And once it's gone the second time,
Yeah.
it's gone. I'm no longer paying for a phone that sits in my husband's drawer. I'm not doing it anymore.
Yeah.
I told him, you lose it twice. Like, I'm selling the phone. I'm turning it off.
Right.
Like, you can reuse that number when you decide to get a job and pay for your own phone.
You can start a GoFundMe so that you can get your phone
Right.
turned back on.
Right. Start a GoFundMe and talk about how awful my stepmother's awful because she loves me. You know? Yeah.
Right.
And
there you
know,
go.
whatever it is he needs to do, what they need to do. I tried to be positive reinforcement and say, you guys are doing really good this year. Like, keep it up, whatever.
Right.
And when they lost their phone, I asked my youngest, who just recently lost it, I said, why is your phone in our room? Why'd you lose it? Well, I was, looking up stuff or whatever. Mm-hmm. I said, okay, well, we talked about that, right? You got 2 options and da-da-da. Okay, so we'll see where this goes.
I have to say...
But one of them changed their phone again. Their password again.
Okay.
And so my gut reaction is, okay, now you're hiding something. Because why would you do that?
I have to say, I don't want to say it's confusing, but it's definitely on 2 different levels for me with these boys because on one level, it feels like they're hiding so much stuff from you guys,
Mm-hmm.
like, with like sneakily looking at stuff or, changing their passwords or this, and this, and this. But then when you blatantly ask them about it, they're totally honest.
I know.
So it's like, it's so, as someone who's, I'm not in this family and I see you guys from, afar,
Mm-hmm.
but that seems really confusing to me
Mm-hmm.
because they're so upfront, especially with you.
Yeah.
And they'll tell you anything that you want to know or anything like that. And it's like, okay, well, if you're this upfront with me here, face to face, then why do you feel like you need to be behind closed doors and do things that I am gonna frown on?
Right.
I don't get it.
I don't know either. I don't understand it. And maybe
Is that
it's
a teenage thing?
Maybe.
I don't know.
I guess I'm hoping it is because you're correct. I mean, everything I ask them to do or anything I ask them about, they are 110% candid. Mm-hmm. I mean, we have to dig through a little BS sometimes, but yeah, I don't know. It's very confusing, but I can't help the guttural part of me, and I don't know if it's the mom in me or I don't know if it's the Scorpio in me, but I see that change, and I'm like, well, now he loses his phone, because originally my husband said, I'll ask him about it. I said, no.
Right.
If you decide to change your password, that's your prerogative. You can do that.
Right.
But the thing you do right after you do that is you text your father or me with what your password is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, done.
Or write it on Post-it if you want. Put it on our door. I don't care what it is or how you choose to communicate that.
Right.
But that's number one.
Right.
Or you're not allowed to have it.
Right. Because if you give them the time, like, hey, we're going to talk about this in 12 hours, and then I'm going to have your device. I mean, everything will be cleared off of there.
Exactly. They're incredibly intelligent. They are not stupid people.
Hello.
Yeah. And again, the only reason it's being checked, it's not an invasion of privacy. There's been things that I've seen sometimes on there that I just let go and choose not to talk with Danelle about and choose not to talk to boys about because at the end of the day, they are their own people and they are growing and they are learning and they are testing boundaries.
Of course.
But it is my job as their parent to make sure that they are using these devices correctly so that it doesn't take over their opportunity to find a job or get into college or hold a decent relationship.
That's something that does scare me a little bit is how deep social media. First of all, how many platforms there are of social media. I mean, there's hundreds, dozens and dozens and dozens of platforms of social media. But also the fact that jobs are now looking at those, you know what I mean? Like
everything. Your Twitter account, everything.
They look at virtually everything. And so it's like, thank God I'm doing something like, stand-up comedy where it's like, well, she's supposed to push the limits and she's supposed to do something like that. Correct. It's like, so I can, kind of get away with doing or saying dumb shit online because it's like, like she's supposed to say the stuff that we, can't say in society because she's a stand-up comic and she does it on stage. Whatever. But I feel like kids nowadays don't realize, you know what I mean, what a lasting impression some things that they do online has.
No, because they haven't lived long enough for it to come back and bite them in the ass
right.
yet.
Well, because teenagers also have that feeling of like, this is the end all be all. This is what life is.
Yeah, right now is this.
Right. I mean, like high school was like it. You know what I mean? That's why bullying is so legit because they think that this is the end and they have no frame of mind of like, okay, well, this is going to be over. We're all going to be adults and we're going to get past this. Okay, you know what? You can throw me in a dumpster now. You can call me fat, whatever, because I'm going to grow up and be, you know, this successful, you know, business person. Yeah. And then we're all going to be friends at the 20-year reunion. They don't think about that. Right. This is it. Yeah. This is the end of their life. And so it's like, that's why it's such a legit thing. So yeah.
My heart breaks for them sometimes. Sometimes I just want
to. It's hard. Growing up is really, really hard. Crap, right.
You know?
It's tough.
You know, and some even grown-ups don't even know how to use these devices sometimes, you know?
Oh my God.
It is what it is.
It's true. It's true.
Well, thanks for letting me vent about that, because shit, that's irritating as hell.
Totally.
People who have nothing to hide nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, open door policy, open password policy. Mm-hmm. You know, I mean,
well, and let me say this too: if they're getting their own phones,
yeah,
I'm checking those too.
Yes,
because you live underneath our roof, and that's the deal. And you know, some people say, oh, you know, you're checking kids' phones, you're not giving privacy. You know what? You want privacy? There's a way to get it, and you can ask for it. But no. If it's going out to your friends and the world, then it's not private anyway. Mm-hmm. So anything you're putting out there, you better know and that your grandma's going to see it. And if you're not okay with your grandma seeing it, then you shouldn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
Boom. Amen, sister.
Mic drop. Time for another cocktail.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Love you.
You too.
Check us out individually on our websites, chelseabierce.com and lauren-kelly.com, to see all the super exciting things we're up to.
And make sure that you like, follow, and share. We're on YouTube, we're on Facebook, we're on Twitter at It's Apparent Pod.
And if you wouldn't mind, please review us. We'd love that.
Yeah, make it count. We out.
Boom. Bye.